Hi everyone, I'm Lucia. Welcome. Today I'm sharing with you my go-to Oracle card decks of 2025. I chose 7. I use a lot more than this, but the ones that I picked for this video are actually the ones that I use for my channel. And I will be putting the names of these decks in the description box below with the timestamps. So if you'd like to jump to a specific deck, you can feel free to do that. Shamanic Healing Oracle Cards by Michelle A. Matvaz or Matvaz. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. That was the box. These are the backs, and they have this beautiful gold edging, metallic on the sides, and they are beautiful. They have this black border around them. It reminds me of artwork that's painted on black gesso where the colors stand out in the black background. They have the number and a keyword on the bottom and this beautiful healing artwork. And I really love to pull this. Sometimes I use this in the beginning of my readings just to get the feeling of what's going on. You can use this on its own. It has a nice guidebook to go with it, and I love the artwork. It's simple and it's talkative, and it is a glossy deck. And I really love the messages that I get with this deck. And I feel like the right cards come out for the readings. I feel like it's intuitive also, and I feel like this is also a deck that you can scry with. I don't really scry with this deck. I just kind of look at the image and see what I get, but I feel like you can scry with this deck if you're into the scrying. So I love the colors. I feel like it's talkative and very healing, and there is a nice balance of, light cards and shadow cards. The Shaman's Dream Oracle by Alberto Villaldo and Colette Baron Reed, illustrated by Jenna Della Grottaglia. And this deck has 64 cards, which is a nice amount of messages, and that's one of the things I love about it, besides the fact that it is so beautiful. Look at these nice backs. And there's a nice size card stack, a little bit bigger than tarot. We have a number of the card, we have the name of the card, Netcaster, and we have a message on the bottom: preparations come to fruition. And what I love about this deck is, first of all, the artwork is stunning. I feel like it is a combination of spiritual cards and healing cards. Some of the artwork is beautiful. Some of it looks like it's illuminating. Some of it looks like it's dreamy. Some of these cards I feel are like guiding messages, and some of them I feel like it tells you what's going on, and I feel like that makes this deck very versatile, besides the fact that you have 64 cards to work with. And like this card right here, I feel like you can go here and meditate, and you can visualize yourself there. And this is another one. So I really love this. It's beautiful. I love the messages it gives. I feel it's very healing. And I use this sometimes in the beginning of a reading, or sometimes even in the middle, or I can end a reading with this. And sometimes just pulling cards for myself, letting me know what's going on or what I need to hear. And great for guidance and great for messages. Starry Beginnings Oracle deck by Cassie White. And this deck, it's so simple, the artwork, but it's very talkative. These are the backs, and then we have this nice metallic silver edging on the sides. And look at the simpleness. I mean, you see the galaxy, you see stars, you have a number on the top, and then you have a message: let love be your guide. And then it says, live a life from love, guided by love. So I love that you have a message and an extra message, and then you have these colors to work with. And this deck is a deck that I do actually scry with. I use either the message, or I use the colors, or I scry. And sometimes I use the numerology on the top. I use it however I feel drawn to, and I love that. It's very simple, but there's a lot going on, if that makes sense, at the same time. So I feel like I see a lot in the artwork, and I really think it's so beautiful. The galaxy, and I don't have another deck like that shows the galaxy in the way that this one does. And I really love the artwork. I love the messages I get with this, and I usually like to end the readings with this deck, and I feel like it gives beautiful, positive, uplifting messages. Oracle of the Radiant Sun by Carolyn Smith and John Astrop. This Oracle card deck is everything. It is one of my favorites. We have the sun on the backs of this deck, and I feel like it is perfect because the sun is powerful, and this Oracle card deck is a powerful deck. I feel like you have so much to work with. You have the planets, and you have the astrology symbols, and you have the house number. So you have a keyword and a beautiful artwork here. And each planet has its own system. So all the Venus cards are going to have this rectangular, the artwork is going to be in this rectangle. All the sun cards has this two sections. So, and this is how it goes. Every planet has its own like system as far as how the artwork is presented in the cards. So you have beautiful, artwork. You have colors, you have the planets, you have a lot to work with here. And I feel like even if you don't understand astrology, you can read these cards just from the artwork alone. And if you understand astrology, you have more to work with. And I feel like the guidebook is a great astrology book. I feel like you can learn more, about astrology using the guidebook with this deck, even just to read it, just to understand more of the influences of the planets and, some information about the signs. Like it's a great guidebook, and I get really nice readings with this. I feel like it's a great tool overall. I like to use this right now on my channel as a clarifying deck, but I can start readings with this. I can do a reading just with this deck. It's very versatile and really one of my favorite Oracle card decks. I'm so happy that I have it. It's been a great tool. Everyday Oracle, also known as the Veda Sibilla Italiana, and this is published by Lo Scarabeo. I got it on Amazon. Beautiful backs and beautiful artwork. I love the artwork on this deck. The words are in Italian, so we have stanza, which means room, and you can look at the, artwork and see what it is, and we do have a guidebook. It does come with a guidebook inside that little box. And I really find this deck to be a great reader, either by itself or as a clarifier. It shows me what's going on, and I have to say my experience with this deck, my personal experience with it has been scary accurate. And so when I pull it out, I got to be ready to pull it out. And so I don't pull this out too much. I pull it out when I'm ready to pull it out. But you will see this sometimes when I do my readings. Using it mostly as a clarifier or, something to show me what's going on. And I, whether I pull one card or I pull a couple of cards together, I feel like they talk really well together. I don't know, something happens like when you see the cards together, and I feel like it speaks. A very talkative deck. So one of my favorites. Moonology Manifestation Oracle Cards by Yasmin Boland, and the artwork is by Lori Mena. This is another wonderful Oracle card deck with a nice guidebook. We have the backs. These are beautiful backs. And I really love this deck, and you'll see me using this on the channel a lot, especially this year, 2025. We have astrology symbols, we have last quarter moon and Cancer, so we have the moon phases. We have the moon phases also in the artwork, which I really love. And then we have a message, take a breather. Beautiful artwork that speaks, I feel. You can scry with this deck, I feel. I don't scry with it. A lot to work with, and I feel like it is soft and it's beautiful and healing. And you can learn with this deck the phases of the moon. And also I feel like you get a little hint with the astrology symbols associated with that as well. So I really love that you have that. You also see the chakras. You see the chakras sometimes with this deck, and I really love that as well. So you have that to work with. So you don't see that on every card, but on some of the cards you do. And sometimes if you watch my channel, the readings, sometimes these cards, they come out together and they have the similar colors, or there's something similar in the cards. And that is just wild to me. Like, I always feel like I get the right message for the reading with these cards. And of course, I feel these are very versatile as well. I feel like you can pull 1 to 3 cards, or you can just, pull them after a reading, during a reading, before a reading. I feel like this deck is also very versatile. I love that you see nature, you see the earth, you know, you see a lot of water, you see the elements that kind of go with the meaning of the card, I feel, and I love it. Beautiful deck. So you'll see me using this a lot. Moon Magic mini cards by Stacy DeMarco. So this deck is probably the most used oracle card deck that I have used in 2025 for my channel and also for personal readings as well. And I really love the artwork in the back, and it matches the message in the front. So I am courageous and powerful, and we have the moon phase, waxing gibbous. And I love that because you kind of learn a little bit about the moon phases. With this deck, there is no guidebook. You don't need it. Everything is on the card. Beautiful image, beautiful artwork. I have power. It is real. Full moon. I gather more wisdom each day. And some of these cards have goddess name on the bottom instead of a moon face. Oh, here we go. Moon goddess Hina. I can guide and lead others wisely and with love. So I really love these messages. I find them to be beautiful affirmations. I love to end readings with this deck sometimes. It's very versatile. You can pull it, you know, just a card a day or however many you need. You can end a reading with this. You can start a reading with it. I know myself deeply and find myself worthy. Eclipse. And I really love, one of my favorite mini cards, really. I invite peace within myself. I ripple this outwards. And I always feel like the messages match the reading. And I really appreciate these mini cards because sometimes you have a massive like spread with the tarot cards or whatever reading you're doing. And these cards just fit nicely in the readings. Like they really fit nicely. And they give you just what you need. So one of my favorites. Thank you so much for watching that. And I will see you soon. Take care.